Me again. I'm gonna give you. Let me think. Hmm. Oh yes. So thank you for waiting 19 seconds. By the way, I want to give you 3 reasons why. To keep calm. The teen help industry is the most messed up industry of all. Now let's start with number one. Okay, it's a one size fit all. Okay, so you're lumping serial killers, potential serial killers, rapists, druggies, really bad druggies, extremely got to get their fix, I'll fucking kill you druggies, semi-normal people, and ooh, my favorite, absolutely normal people in a camp or a school or a group home, whatever. And then parents, because they're stupid. Yeah, come on, you have to be stupid to do what I'm about to tell you next. They sell or give their rights away to a institution that really it's all about the money, man. All about the money in these institutions. So so then your parents has to pay to keep you there. Don't have any rights over you anymore because they sold them basically. And you're stuck. Okay. That's the problem I have with number one is that you're selling your kid. Think about this. You sold your kid. Okay, let that sink in for a second. Reason number two, these places aren't regulated. And it gets kind of really fucked up because some of these places you have to go outside the country, and when you have to ship your kid to like the Dominican Republic or the or Mexico or Brazil or El Salvador, I just made up a country, but you get my point. If it's below the border and it's like South America, or if they're shipping you off to like almost to somewhere in Africa, where laws are extremely different when it comes to how you can treat children. Some shady fucking shit's going on. Really shady. I would I wouldn't even believe them ever. And since they're unregulated, a lot of people die. Like China started regulating what they call their video game help camps. This is I know they don't I don't know if they still do this or not, but it was a huge craze because Chinese parents didn't like the fact that some of their children were standing around watching video games or playing video games all the time, and so they sent them to these help camps. And what happened was is that got regulated around I want to say 2007, 8, maybe 9. Anyways, there was this kid who he ran to death, and he got really, really sick and he died. And his parents asked the government for help, and the government shut. Now they started regulating, which is weird for China, but they regulated these things. And what's sad is that it took only one tragedy in China for them to look at this industry and start regulating it. And it was just a kid playing video games, and his parents are now really, really sad because looking on it, they just realized he was just being a regular kid. But, you know, separate, different cultures aside, China regulated it. But in the United States, we haven't yet. And it says something when an authoritative government looks at the same industry that, you know, same exact industry, and they're like, this is wrong. We need to regulate. In the United States, we're like, we're not going to regulate because they're doing it in the name of their religion or whatever. We're not going to regulate that. Which brings us to point number 3, our final point. Besides, you sold your kid already. You're in an unregulated place. The third thing that really needs to sink in is that these places don't work. Um, Statistics have shown that a good portion of these kids, I wouldn't say most, but a good portion, are so emotionally scarred that they show that they exhibit symptoms similar to what you would expect somebody to get out of a concentration camp would have. And a lot of them, again, not most, but a good portion have committed suicide, have all died. Some of them have died well before for their 40s, and this is like we're talking about batches of people. Like you went to here for this long, and this group of people that you went with, they're all dead. You know, and even if this figure is only like 20 to 30%, it's too high, and that's what some people don't know is that when you emotionally scar people by sending them to basically concentration camps built for your own good in the name of God, unfortunately, they're not going to function in the real world. And when the real world hits them, it's just going to be over, man. Well, that's just my 3 cents. Bye.